Behind the glamorous facades of Hollywood's golden age lay hidden sanctuaries and secret chambers few ever glimpsed. From panic bunkers beneath manicured lawns to clandestine speakeasies carved into mountain cliffs, these 20 celebrity homes showcase the astonishing lengths stars went to protect their privacy and their secrets. Join us as we peel back the curtain on a world where fame and fear intertwined. Welcome to Untold Story of Tinseltown's Audacious Hideaways. Jean Harlo's Flamingo Road, Panic Bunker. Nestled behind hedges on Loma Vista Drive, Jean Harlo's Flamingo Road estate appeared from the street as a lavish Mediterranean villa, until whispers of a hidden panic bunker spread through Hollywood social circles. Built in secret during the height of the blonde bombshell craze, the reinforced underground chamber was meant to shield Harlo from obsessive fans, tabloid rages, or even a surprise studio raid. The entrance lay concealed beneath a grand marble fountain. With a discreet press of a hidden button, the fountain basin would swivel to reveal a steel hatch and spiral staircase. 1. Inside, the bunker was both a fortress and a gilded retreat. Plush velvet drapes, mirrored walls, and a crystal chandelier reflected the star's unrelenting need for glamour, even when cut off from the world above. Rumor has it that Harlo sprinted down into the chamber one notorious night in 1936, after news broke that a jilted suitor had been intercepted near her front gate. Though she never spoke publicly of it, the trauma left her increasingly reclusive, and the bunker stood unused and largely forgotten after her tragic passing at 26. Today, collectors still search for blueprints. If found, they'd unearth one of Hollywood's oldest and murkiest hidden sanctuaries. Greta Garbo's Tunnled Holmby Hills Retreat. Greta Garbo was famed for vanishing from public life, but her Holmby Hills estate took reclusion to an architectural extreme. Behind stately gates on St. Cloud Road, Garbo commissioned a network of underground tunnels, ostensibly to connect her main house to 2 guest cottages without ever exposing herself to paparazzi. These dimly lit passages, lined in Spanish tile and Art Deco sconces, were long rumored to conceal more clandestine purposes: clandestine liaisons, unapproved rendezvous with forbidden lovers, or even secret meetings with studio executives. 2. Neighbors reported strange comings and goings at odd hours, chauffeurs ferrying unmarked parcels through tunnel vents, and the actress's drapes perpetually drawn. When Garbo finally sold the property in 1953, the tunnels were bricked up, but local urban explorers in the 1970s claimed they discovered faded murals, brass-framed portraits of Garbo herself, and an ornate vault door stamped GG with Hollywood's most mysterious star at its center. The Tunnled estate remains an enduring emblem of both celebrity paranoia and audacious design. Clark Gable's Mount Olympus, rock face, cabin high in the Santa Monica Mountains. Clark Gable's remote Mount Olympus cabin was more fortress than home. Gable, ever conscious of his King of Hollywood image, hired engineers to carve a private retreat into the granite cliff face, far above the prying eyes below. From the winding driveway, one saw only a rustic log cabin, yet behind a facade of rough-hewn timber lay a sprawling hideaway. Stone foundations hewn from the rock itself, hidden steel-reinforced doors, and narrow lookout slits perfect for spotting any uninvited guests. Inside, taxidermy trophies and plaid-covered leather chairs evoked a rugged hunter's lodge, but hidden beneath floorboards was a covert radio room, Gable's hobby, and his link to the outside world when he longed for anonymity. In letters to friends, he confessed to feeling both like a king and a fugitive in that space. After his death, the cabin was sealed, and vandals eventually forced their way in. They reported finding stacks of unmailed fan letters and a dusty .30-06 rifle mounted behind a false wall. Today, only fragments of the structure remain, a haunting testament to Gables' dual desire for seclusion and command. Joan Crawford's basement behind the curtain, behind the prim exterior of Joan Crawford's spacious Beverly Hills manor, lay a storied basement no one spoke of, until Crawford's famed "no one's going to take me alive" reputation took on literal meaning. Rumor had it, the actress built a concealed room behind her living room's velvet draperies, accessed by pulling a hidden lever behind an ornate French clock. The secret chamber was small but windowless, lined with steel plating and stocked with emergency rations. 4. Crawford's motivation remains debated. Some say it was a safeguard against violent stalkers. Others claim she feared fallout from her whispered romantic affairs, which risked scandal if exposed. Housekeepers later described finding Crawford pacing behind the curtain at 3 a.m., rehearsing speeches in hushed tones as 4, though hiding from a world she had once dominated. After her death, biographers found her last will drafted in that very room, an eerie echo of its dual purpose as both refuge and recording studio for dictating final instructions. The red velvet-lined chamber still waits, unseen, in that grand old house. Errol Flynn's Jungle Pool House Speakeasy. Errol Flynn's reputation as a swashbuckler extended to his architecture. On a sprawling Malibu bluff, he constructed what looked like a lavish pool house, but insiders knew better. Concealed behind a waterfall wall was swinging doors that led into a wood-paneled speakeasy, complete with a bar, grand piano, and hidden storage for contraband liquor. In the post-Prohibition era, Flynn's Hollywood friends, actors, mob associates, even the occasional disgraced politician, gathered there for raucous late-night parties. 5. Flynn reveled in myth-making. Local lore tells of secret tunnels carved down to the tide pools so guests could arrive by boat, evading both press helicopters and potential law enforcement raids. Photos from the 40s show Flynn lounging in tropical prints, a glass of gin in hand, as the roar of the waterfall masked their revelry from any prying ears. After Flynn's financial woes forced him to sell, the pool house and its speakeasy were stripped and bulldozed. Apparently, no new owner wanted to inherit the risk. All that remains is the faint echo of splashing water and the ghosts of Hollywood's most audacious escapades. Marilyn Monroe's Blue Room Panic Hatch. On a quiet cul-de-sac in Brentwood, Marilyn Monroe's pastel blue Tudor looked every bit the picture-perfect Hollywood hideaway, until rumors surfaced of a hidden panic hatch beneath its mirrored blue room. Rumor has it, the luminous space, outfitted with sky blue wallpaper and a gilt ceiling medallion, hid a steel crawl space large enough for one person. Monroe, plagued by paparazzi ambushes and studio pressure, allegedly slipped through that small hatch on more than one occasion when headlines threatened to implode her carefully curated image. According to a former housekeeper, Marilyn would retreat into the dim, claustrophobic crawl space whenever news broke of yet another DUI arrest or scathing contract dispute. Inside, bare concrete walls were scrawled with personal affirmations, "I am worthy of love," and a single flickering bulb cast shadows that only deepened the isolation. Though no official blueprint exists, neighborhood teenagers in the 70s claimed they discovered the hatch and peered inside, finding nothing but cobwebs and faded lipstick tubes. Today, the house has changed hands several times, and the hatch has been sealed, but the legend endures as a haunting testament to Monroe's desperate quest for safety and self-validation. Elizabeth Taylor's jewelry vault behind the portrait. Elizabeth Taylor's grand Bel Air mansion was famed for its opulence, but beneath its chandeliers and marble floors lay one of Hollywood's most clandestine treasures, a hidden vault behind the portrait gallery. Taylor, whose jewelry collection rivaled royal treasuries, commissioned a reinforced steel room concealed behind a massive oil painting of herself in Cleopatra regalia. Only by sliding the portrait into an unseen groove could a brass-hinged door swing open to reveal shelves lined with sapphires, diamonds, and the legendary Krupp diamond. 7. The motive was twofold: protect these priceless heirlooms from rampant post-war burglaries and shield her turbulent love letters, particularly her torrid exchanges with Richard Burton, from prying eyes. Staff members whispered of Taylor spending nights alone in the gallery, rehearsing lines of self-assurance as she gazed at her painted double, then slipping behind the canvas at the slightest hint of scandal. When the estate was appraised in the late 70s, the vault was still fully intact, though Taylor herself had moved on to 10 other homes. To this day, collectors believe the vault's combination remains unsolved, a hidden code to Taylor's most secreted passions. Humphrey Bogart's Havana-style speakeasy basement. Humphrey "Bogey" Bogart was synonymous with tough characters, and his Beverly Hills home reflected more grit than glamour. Beneath the main parlor, a modest wine cellar gave way to a hidden Havana-style speakeasy, complete with palm leaf wallpaper, a mahogany bar, and a backroom vault of illicit Cuban rum. In the 40s, U.S. embargo laws made such spirits contraband, and Bogart's private floors became a refuge for friends craving a taste of the forbidden. 8. Those in the know recall midnight gatherings where Lauren Bacall's laughter mingled with the clink of crystal glasses as Bogart poured mojitos behind the bar. Mechanical switches concealed behind shelves would illuminate low-lit sconces and open a sliding panel to the wine cellar when the knock at the front door sounded. After Bogey's death in 1957, neighbors reported rotting barrels and broken glasses littering the space, evidence of one last riotous bacchanal. Today, the basement is refitted as a home theater, but local historians still search for remnants of those hidden liquor crates and the clandestine whispers they once held. Betty Davis's seance-ready attic chamber. Betty Davis was known for her biting wit and for her rumored obsession with the occult. At her Hollywood Hills estate, an unassuming attic accessed by a narrow staircase concealed a candlelit seance chamber complete with velvet drapes, a crystal ball stand, and carved wooden chairs rumored to be hundreds of years old. Davis, ever the dramatic thespian, allegedly held midnight gatherings with spiritualists and confidants to summon the spirits of departed stars. 9. Servants later recounted eerie chants drifting through the rafters and found faint scorch marks where candles had burned too hot. Though Davis publicly dismissed rumors as tabloid fodder, friends swore she kept a script of spirit-speaking questions, many directed at her late husband, and a guest register in a false-bottomed trunk. When the house was sold in 1968, the seance chamber was stripped clean, its artifacts sold at estate auctions under strict non-disclosure agreements. Yet, local ghost hunters still swear the attic exerts an otherworldly pull, as though Bet's indomitable spirit never truly left that hidden room. Charlie Chaplin's film print bunker. On the rugged Malibu coast, Charlie Chaplin's cliffside villa concealed an engineer's dream. A sunken bunker carved into the sandstone cliff, designed to store original film prints and scripts that studio heads deemed too controversial to preserve. Chaplin, ever wary of corporate oversight, used service tunnels from his private boathouse to move nitrate reels down to the bunker, complete with humidity controls and a hidden vault within a vault for his edgy, unlicensed projects. 10. Chaplin's journals describe late-night descents to the bunker, lantern in hand, to re-watch masterful takes that the studios had locked away, or worse, destroyed. When Hollywood archivists arrived in the 60s to inventory his estate, they discovered unopened crates marked "Don't Destroy" and reels of early satirical films thought lost forever. The bunker was sealed after Chaplin's death. Attempts to reopen it decades later turned up nothing but collapsed tunnels and scattered film debris. Nonetheless, cinephiles remain convinced that somewhere in Malibu's cliffs lie fragments of Chaplin's forbidden artistry, awaiting rediscovery. Lana Turner's Garden Gazebo, Panic Crypt, tucked behind a riot of roses at Lana Turner's Encino estate, stood a charming gazebo, until Hollywood insiders learned it hid more than romance. Beneath the lattice roof lay a concealed hatch leading to a subterranean panic crypt lined with reinforced concrete. Turner, ever haunted by the scandal that engulfed her after young Johnny Stompanato's murder, needed a secret refuge where she could vanish when tabloid paparazzi swarmed her gates. 11. Guests recalled Turner pausing mid-garden party, her smile momentarily slipping, before slipping through a hidden latch set into the gazebo floor. Inside, steel shelves held bottled water, canned rations, and dusty boxes of her most infamous photos, proof of the life she desperately wanted to outrun. Soft lantern light illuminated a single writing desk, where she scrawled letters to studio lawyers at 3 a.m., demanding protection. After Turner sold the property in the late 80s, the panic crypt was filled in, but an old gardener claimed he once struck metal while planting an azalea. Though the gazebo remains, its innocent blooms now mask the echoes of Turner's deepest fears, and the desperate lengths she went to preserve her legacy. Judy Garland's Soundproof Music Room Escape. Hatched behind the facade of Judy Garland's stately West Hollywood mansion lay a soundproof music room, complete with grand piano and sweeping mirrors for rehearsals. Yet, industry gossip whispered of a small emergency hatch hidden under a plush carpet runner. Following her harrowing studio breakdowns and late-night rages, Garland's handlers insisted she have a private exit in case she spiraled, allowing her to slip away, unseen, to a waiting limousine or a nearby psychiatrist's office. 12th. Crew members recalled spotting Garland pacing on that room's parquet floor, her eyes wide as cameras swiveled to catch her every move. With a quiet click, she would press a brass button hidden beneath the piano stool. The hatch would lift, revealing a narrow steel ladder. At its base awaited a cramped anteroom stocked with brandy and Valium, her dual lifelines against panic. Though Garland never publicly acknowledged it, biographers uncovered studio memos demanding the hatch remain secret to avoid public relations nightmares. Today, the hatch is long sealed, but aficionados still search for its precise location. A tangible reminder of Garland's relentless battle for control beneath the bright lights. Spencer Tracy's Study of Secrets. Bookcase Door. In a modest Holmby Hills home Chelsea Field once loved, Spencer Tracy built a sanctuary from Hollywood's relentless spotlight. A paneled study with towering oak shelves lined with leather-bound classics. But one shelf concealed a pivoting bookcase door leading to a compact safe room. Tracy, fiercely private and neurotic about leaked scripts, used it to stash unproduced screenplays, scandalous correspondence, and letters from co-stars that could have incited tabloid feuds. 13. Friends described Tracy ducking behind that shelf during loud studio visits, his thick mustache twitching with annoyance. Inside the safe room, a plump armchair faced a small writing desk, where he penned anguished reflections on fame. A single dim sconce cast shadows that seemed to breathe. Though Tracy never flaunted his hidden retreat, The existence of the bookcase door was confirmed when later owners found the pivot mechanism wedged under a stack of dust-gathering encyclopedias. Now, the study is part of a private collection, its secrets still whispered among classic film scholars who wonder what lost masterpieces lie hidden behind that oak facade. Rita Hayworth's oceanfront panic room, perched on a pristine Point Dume bluff. Rita Hayworth's Spanish-style villa framed sunsets and surf. But a concealed panic room inside the master suite spoke to deeper anxieties. Behind an ornate ceramic tile wall in her bathroom lay a steel-framed sanctuary barely large enough for two. Hayworth, perpetually pursued by scandal over her tumultuous marriages, commissioned the room to shield her from angry spouses, extortion threats, or paparazzi sieges. 14. Low and windowless, the panic room was stocked with water jugs, blankets, and a hidden 14th telephone line wired directly to the private security firm she reluctantly tolerated. House staff whispered that on stormy nights, lightning flashes through the high bathroom window would prompt Hayworth to slip through a hidden latch and descend into darkness, clutching a phone handset as if it were a lifeline. After her divorce from Prince Ali Khan, the panic room was never used again, but its telltale air vent remains in the bathroom floor, a silent testament to Hayworth's fragile peace behind her radiant Hollywood smile. William Powell's Smoking Lounge Vault. William Powell's suave on-screen persona belied the secret behind his Los Feliz estate's luxurious smoking lounge. Behind a sliding mahogany panel, integrated seamlessly into a trophy-laden cigar humidor, lay a fortified vault lined with copper sheeting. Powell, a devoted cigar aficionado, hid rare Cuban Cohiba samples and personal letters that, if leaked, could have tarnished his buttoned-up gentleman's reputation. 15. Even his closest friends were unaware until a curious estates appraiser in the 1970s discovered the hidden switch carved into a silver cigar cutter. Inside, velvet-lined cubbies held aged cigars, a revolver in a locked case, and typescripts of scripts Powell never dared show. This vault was his dark sanctuary, a quiet alcove where Powell retreated after high society charity galas, lighting a perfect cigar and reading correspondence by a single green glass sconce. Today, the panel is intact but inoperable, its mechanism corroded by time, and the lounge stands as a poignant reminder of how even Hollywood's most urbane figures sought hidden spaces to preserve their dignity and desires. Orson Welles' projection room. Hideaway perched atop a modest Tudor in Holmby Hills, Orson Welles' residence concealed an inventor's fantasy, a hidden projection room built behind the library's book-laden back wall. Under the guise of shelving, a secret door swung open to reveal a compact screening chamber, complete with plush velvet seats, a hand-cranked 35mm projector, and racks of unsubmitted films Welles refused to surrender to studios. Welles, ever protective of his creative autonomy, used the chamber for clandestine overnight viewings. Biographers recount that during bouts of crippling self-doubt, when tragic reviews of Citizen Kane haunted him, he would retreat there, screen unfinished cuts, and scribble furious annotations by lamplight. The room's walls were lined with Welles's personal motto, etched in chalk, "Truth in frame." Neighbors heard muffled reels clicking late into the night, drowned out by Welles's whispered critiques. 16. After his death in 1985, the projection room lay undiscovered until a curious contractor knocked through the bookcase wall. He found sprocket holes in the ceiling for ventilation, dozens of half-written scripts, and a telegram from David O. Selznick demanding the return of Heart of Darkness footage. Today, the Tudor remains a private home, but classic film scholars still search for copies of Welles's lost cuts, convinced they rest unmarked in that dim, secret enclave. Ava Gardner's Garden Vault Sanctuary. On a secluded stretch of Sunset Plaza Drive, Ava Gardner's Spanish colonial villa shimmered with bougainvillea and fountains, yet beneath its ornamental koi pond lay a steel-reinforced garden vault. Hidden beneath a hand-tooled stone cover, a ladder descended into a compact chamber stocked with bottled spring water, preserved fruits, and handwritten diaries detailing her tumultuous romances and studio battles. Gardner, whose fiery marriages to Mickey Rooney and Frank Sinatra made headlines, feared both press intrusion and revenge from scorned lovers. Close friends describe her slipping quietly through the koi pond hatch during moonlit strolls, clutching a cigarette and trembling as she descended into the echoing vault. There, with a single bare bulb swaying overhead, she poured whiskey from a hidden flask and documented her heartbreak in journals she marked private, never published. 17. When the property was sold in 1990, landscapers uncovered the vault cover and, believing it an old cistern, filled it with soil. Yet a maintenance worker claimed he heard a hollow clang beneath the sod before the cover was sealed forever. Gardner's koi pond remains, a serene facade atop secrets of one of Hollywood's most passionate and private stars, whose deepest confessions lie buried just beneath those placid waters. Gary Cooper's cliffside bunker high above the Pacific on a rugged Palos Verdes bluff, Gary Cooper's understated ranch house belied a military-grade bunker carved into the sandstone cliff. Through a nondescript door behind his den's stone fireplace, Cooper descended a steel staircase into a windowless stronghold stocked with dehydrated food, medical supplies, and a battery-powered radio receiver. Cooper, hailed as the embodiment of stoic heroism, designed the bunker in the early 1950s amid fears of Cold War, nuclear fallout. Yet friends whisper that his true motive was more personal, protecting himself from obsessive fans and fevered tabloid rumors of left-wing affiliations that could destroy his wholesome image. He spent hours in the bunker testing signal reception, scribbling in a leather-bound logbook quotes from his favorite westerns to steel his nerves. 18. After Cooper's death in 1961, the bunker was left untouched, and branches of ice plant soon concealed the fireplace. In the 1980s, treasure hunters pried open the cladding to find Cooper's .22 caliber ranch rifle bolted into a corner, along with yellowed letters from fellow World War I veterans. Though the house has since been remodeled, the cliffside bunker endures in whispers, a silent witness to the hero's hidden anxieties and unspoken desire for invulnerability. Tallulah Bankhead's Mirror Maze Chambers. At the crest of Laurel Canyon Road, Tallulah Bankhead's Gothic Revival home boasted a bizarre secret, an entire wing of mirrored panels that concealed a labyrinthine series of chambers. By day, the mirrored walls created dizzying reflections for guests. By night, Bankhead would activate hidden triggers, pressing ornate doorknobs to reveal small alcoves designed as private retreats. Bankhead's flamboyant lifestyle and notorious affairs made her a magnet for scandal-hungry reporters. The mirror maze allowed her to flit unseen from one end of the wing to the other, confounding anyone who pursued her. Inside the chambers, she kept costumes from her stage career, trunks of love letters, and a petite bar for midnight cocktails. Those brave enough to explore reported the unsettling echo of footsteps and the faint scent of gardenias even when the rooms were sealed. 19. When Bankhead died in 1968, the mirrored panels were dismantled and rumored to have ended up as set pieces in European nightclubs. Yet a few locals claim some panes were spirited away to private collectors, each fragment still bearing the etchings of Bankhead's signature lipstick mark. Her mirror maze remains one of Hollywood's most theatrical and ephemeral hidden sanctuaries. Wallace Beery's subterranean safe house. Behind the facade of Wallace Beery's sprawling Beverly Hills estate lay a hidden safe house designed for the actor's darker moods. A sliding panel in his trophy room revealed an iron door leading underground to a narrow corridor lined with reinforced concrete. The corridor terminated in a small living space furnished with a battered Chesterfield sofa, canned provisions, and a manual typewriter upon a steel desk. Beery, famed for his gruff on-screen persona, battled crippling paranoia after surviving a near-fatal car accident in 1938. Friends recall him vanishing for days, only to reappear pale and silent. In the safe house, he compiled lists of imagined conspirators, studio heads, press agents, old friends he feared had betrayed him, and drafted letters to the tabloids threatening to expose them. 20. When Beery passed in 1949, the safe house was discovered by his butler, who sealed it under layers of brick and plaster. Today, renovation crews occasionally unearth rusted hinges or fragments of yellowed letters penned by Beery himself. The buried refuge stands as a stark testament to how even Hollywood's roughest stars sought hidden shelters from the world they both dominated and feared. As these hidden havens remind us, fame's luster often conceals trembling fear and the desperate need for sanctuary. From secret vaults to underground refuges, Hollywood's Golden Age stars engineered marvels ingenious yet eerie. If you enjoyed uncovering these estates, like, subscribe, and share your favorite home in the comments below.